Okay, now we're on Egmont. Right.
Gordon, wake up. We're here. There's a combine freight ship on the other side of this island. It's critical that you destroy it. The ship is protected by 2 shield generators on the island. You'll need to disable both of them on your way across. I'll patch into your suit's radio to help you along the way. There should be some supplies inside of that house on our left. Good luck, Gordon. You're going to need it.
This skybox reminds me of the demo of Hunt Down the Freeman. There's like a scene where you're in a boat with a woman and then there's like... It's the same kind of skybox and feeling. Right, so he said something about getting supplies from the house on the left and taking out the combine or something like that. I don't quite know, to be honest. But we'll go ahead, and we've got the gravity gun, which is always good. Is that the buggy? So this is the house that allegedly has supplies in it. When I say allegedly, it's because it may not. Yeah, it does. You know, it may have been a trick or something. There we go. Again, this part seems to be quite laggy, like the last map, but I'm sure it won't be bad. Right, wait, that wasn't supposed to do that. Oh. That's the most pointless thing I have seen in a while. You know, in a good way. I'm not, I'm not bashing that at all. I'm not saying it's, bad. Alright, so it's good that it introduced the ant-mines where you were kind of right at them, so you could... So it could teach the player that they could run them down. These soldiers look weird. Have they been, like, colorized differently, or is it just the lack of, or is it a compiling error, basically? What's going on there? It's almost as if there's a wall. Actually, there probably is. It's probably a player clip. Right, so basically... Is this like an Aztec temple? That's a good way of introducing the barnacle. What? Alright, yeah, I see. And can we go on the other side as well?
Warning, shield. Generator 01 has been disabled.
You should have disabled the first generator a while ago. Get to the second one now. We don't have time for this.
I don't know who that is talking. It's certainly not. I think the person at the start. Hello. So the the combat here is very close quarters, and it feels like it's not beneficial being this close. I feel it would have been a lot better further away. But it's good that there's kind of like this driving section, and it's very clear where you've got to go. So that's another generator, I'm presuming. Because it does make it fairly clear. Oh, I was hoping to kill him by the time he charged again. Alright, so if I'm right in saying you can't actually just get up to these guys, which is good. It's good that the combat is at a distance, so having it, maybe not like putting walls right here, which I think there is, but making sure that the player can't automatically walk up to the combine soldiers makes the combat so much more better. Now, do we need a barrel? It looks like we need to... You know, that was a good simple puzzle, but you know, it's still... You know, it still required thinking.
Warning, shield. Generator O2 has been
Okay, quick.
disabled.
Okay, we'll stop doing that.
Take that
Wait, did the guy say something? Oh, he's shooting them. So is this our base then? Wait, is the guy saying something? I think I can hear like someone talking, but I can't actually hear what they're saying. So it's good that there's kind of a battle going on here, and you can tell, you know, it's the rebels v the Combine. I'm not doing very well at running them down. Oh. That thing I think was a direct hit on me. Okay, so we've still got some Combine soldiers to dispatch of, and there is cover we can go to, and we've also got help here. It's actually really hard to aim this thing at such a close range, hence why it's a long range weapon. I need health. So again, we got taught before how to, you know, that we could run down these guys. Oh, right, there's guys there. There's still not a lot of health. Oh, no. So at this point I'm a bit unclear as to what to do because, well, we've defeated everyone. Well, we have now. The music stops and...
Excuse me.
Let's have a hunt about. Yeah, maybe we need to be shooting these. That's probably what the guy said, but I just didn't hear it. Yeah, there we go. We've got feedback on what we're doing is having an effect. At least that the first one did. Maybe we've got to shoot them all, because I thought it would show up as being like destroyed. Yeah, maybe it's just the once, and then we probably need more of a direct hit for this one. I think this is what you do. Right, there we go. Wow, that was a big rumble. Alright, that map, I could see what it was going for, but it didn't quite do it the way I think it was intended. I think, you know, if the combat got tidied up and it was very, very, very clear that, you know, at the end, because obviously the thing was really quiet, you know, compared to the other stuff, then I'm sure it would have been better. But yeah, it was good that it tried driving. It could have just done it all a bit better. Okay, so now we're going to be playing Entry 8. Alright, so this is the beginning to this is very similar to Mission Improbable.
Right, you should be landing on the beach right about now. In case you've forgotten, your objective is to reactivate the listening post we lost in the Combine 2 weeks ago. You need to find a garage with a radio tower sticking out of the back. Shouldn't be too hard to find, but it's blocked by a big woody door that you'll need to power on before you can get in. Once you do get in, power on the transmitter, and then leave immediately. We don't want to attract Combine attention. Oh yeah, from what we've last heard, the town should be empty except for 2 remaining zombies and other strays who've wandered in. Still, be careful. You never know what to expect. Come back in one piece, Scout 5. Lambda out.
Alright, so in case you didn't catch that, we have to go to a transmission tower, broadcast or something, and then get out. Pretty simple, so it sounds like. So this is like a town that's empty. I thought that would explode it. So it's kind of got this atmosphere of, you know, ominous and being ominous and mysterious. Okay, so that thing you can't interact with. So currently we're seeing, yeah, the door. We can see the transmission tower. We're supposed to get into this building. We can see that there's a wire leading over here. Oh, it's right here. What was that? There's actually a lot of buildings to explore here. Which is good. Or we can see back to the beach where we started. Alright, so yeah, the generator's right here, so we can fill it up. Okay, that appears not to have had anything in it. I saw a gas can not that long ago, but I can't remember where it was. I think I picked it up and I was throwing it about. Was it in here? And there was just these things from Lost Coast. Doesn't look like you can get in there. There we go. And did it make a sound there, kind of to hint that you were picking it up? Filled. I presume that means the red one. Because I was just presuming that they were all filled first. But now it appears we've got to go on like some wild gas canister hunt. We should check the petrol station. I don't think it's this one because it doesn't look like it's filled. I presume it's the red one they want. I'm going to try it because I have a sneaking suspicion that it is. Yeah, it would have been better if it had been like a different colour. So do we have to keep going looking for it? Because if so, it's getting really tedious right about now. Okay, so I found another one up there. After a while of looking. I'm so glad that, you know, that did it that time. Oh. Dude, I'm missing all my shots this time. The later in the evening it gets, the more worse it, you know, the more worse I become at combat. You know, the more later in the evening it gets, the worse I become at combat and fighting and stuff like that. Anyway, we've managed to get into this garage, I guess, and now we've got to start up the generator.
Scout 5, come in.
And they found us. Obviously, it's very clear that the Combine have trapped us.
We got a surprise for this Combine bastard. Lambda 1 out.
No. That's making a bleeping sound as if to say interact. Ah, now. You can see that there's an arrow there pointing down. I would think that would do it. Okay, so it's really not very clear on what you have to do, at least to me, you know, right now. So there is an arrow pointing down there. I've tried shooting that. I've tried throwing grenades into that. I have tried Well, I've not tried throwing grenades outside, but I can. I have tried nading off this. I have tried grenading this. Because it makes sense if there's an infinite grenade box that you have to use them for something. Okay, so I'm now playing this map 2 days after I originally recorded it. So basically I have worked out how to do it, although I still haven't mastered, you know, how to do it yet. But I know that I was right, it was this thing here. So obviously if we step in here, the shield goes up, we hear the guy's message, and then we've got to flick that. Hang on, I'll get all the stuff first. So yeah, I was right about the needing to throw these endless grenades, and there is a plug there. I don't know if you can see that there. And you have to somehow get that in there. Now, I think that's a hole up there. But it's really, really, really difficult to spot. Like, when I'm talking like really un-user-friendly levels of not spotting. And then the combine, you know, comes. So that's, you know, because after this, before I just quit the map because I had no idea what to do. But with the endless grenades and the noise from over there, it clearly showed that you had to interact. It was just like how you interacted with it. That was the issue before, so. And then there's this gun over here, which I believe isn't very nice. It's very difficult to get past. So from here, I have no idea what to do. I believe we just keep fighting the combine. I mean, the area is big enough so that it's not like really bad for a hunter battle. It's just with these like bushes and stuff that makes it really difficult to move about. The mobility is. Okay, so the guys obviously alerted us that there's something going on. Okay, so the barricade is now gone, because there was a barricade there, in case you weren't aware. And now we can run. So I would have rather had like a boss battle, unless we're going to have one now. Maybe that's still to come. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's it. That was that map. It was... yeah, that bit with the whole throwing the grenade was really difficult. It was really difficult because it was all glass. It was clear anyway. You couldn't really spot it. And the final battle, there should have been a takedown of a big enemy. I mean, there were the two hunters, but they weren't too much of a threat. So that map was kind of... it needed a lot more work, but it had good elements in it. Anyway, back to my super tired playthrough where I'm practically asleep by this point. Alright, we're now on entry number 9. Alright, I was wondering what I was looking at. It's like completely dark and there's just a long corridor. And time has slowed down. I've no idea what's going on here. Wait, what? Like, this isn't good gameplay, this isn't fun. I have no idea what's going on. You see, the thing is, he can't actually kill me. And I can't get... Can I get past this? I guess I need to try and make it to the Combine, but it just seems so, you know, daft. Like, if you know what I mean, it's very much... This is going to take us ages to get over there. Okay, I don't know why it's still doing this. I'm starting to think it's actually a glitch. Unless we get this thing and kill it, and if it turns back then... Like, are you serious? Is that actually part of the gameplay? Because if that's actually part of the gameplay, that is by far one of the worst examples of, you know, any kind of game mechanic I've seen. I'm just saying, that's just, you know, what it was. It wasn't a very good game mechanic, slowing down you but not slowing down the head crab and having you being pestered for like ages until you've got to be kidding me. Right, okay, so that time these things actually fell and crushed, you know, crushed the head crab. Understandable that was a glitch. I mean, it's just because I got to the gun and I thought that was, you know, that was part of the mechanic. The game mechanic. You see, that battle or that encounter wasn't particularly exciting because they were out in the open, you were out in the open. You know, you basically had the upper hand. Now, what is that? Yeah, so it could have been made a bit more exciting. Oh. It doesn't seem to be letting me off this ladder. I think... Like... That is strange. Like, am I supposed to... There we go. That's really like, I think it's not been configured properly. I think if it gets configured properly, then it should all be fine. We'll check out this thing. I have no idea. So do we have to make it down there? Well, we've got health to kill the fall, or to like help, you know, get the health back from the fall. Although I don't think that's a very good solution. If you're ever having the player jump from a high height, make sure they don't take any damage. So if they're already low on health, they, you know, then they won't die, basically. Oh, it looks like there should be a combined force field here, but it's not been rendered. So maybe we need to take it down. Wait, what? Alright, so I've gone the normal way, or the way you're supposed to go. I guess we're not supposed to be up here. We'll just take the normal way.
Fracture detected. Medical systems.
Right.
Morphine administered.
So how do we get through? Maybe if we went through there, we can then go through here. Okay, that's not obvious. For instance, that's really not obvious on how to get past. I think, does that take down the combine force field? Yeah, if it had been a button or something, like if you had like a wire, then that would have made much, you know, more sense rather than just like a box that you shoot. Because I mean, how was I to know? Also, there should never be, you know, this many enemies in such an open space. Like, never. Because it's not fun, and it's not really thought-provoking. You know, they killed me instantly. Well, not instantly, but... You know, as I've said many times before, combat should really be fun and thought-provoking. It should encourage the player to think about what they're doing, to strategize. But then it should also be, you know, allow the player to have fun. But this is neither of these things. Just having them out in the open, because they're out in the open, you're out in the open. Well, I do have a bit of cover here. Alright, so I presume we go this way. Whoa. Yeah, it looks fairly obvious that we should be going this way. Yeah, it's very clear that map needs a lot of work, you know, to make it better. And I think if you watch my, you know, video, I think it's called like Half-Life 2 map design for new mappers or something like that. You know, it outlines a lot of these things, the issues with the maps, and you can really get better. So that's kind of, it just gives you a few tips and tricks. But there's still a long way to go with that map. So the next entry is entry number 10, and it's called The Light at the End.
Dr. Freeman. Let's get a move on.
Great. So, immediately, you'll notice that this map is, it kind of has kind of the Dishonored feel, where you're, you know, you're in the boat with the old gentleman. I can't remember his name, to be fair. It's been a while since I've played Dishonored, but you're kind of in the boat, and you know, kind of, you know, the way it's set up, where you see the Strider, you know, it's causing havoc, and that guy just got eaten alive by the eels. So we're going to kind of liberate an island, I believe, or something like that. This is IMakeLevels level. He does make levels, incidentally, and it's kind of set up in a way where there's these guys who are hiding or kind of cowering away because the Combine are oppressing them, and we've come to liberate them, I believe, or something like that. I did see parts of this map getting developed. I still don't know what on earth's going on though. Oh yeah, this guy needs to... knock.
Right along there. And watch your step.
Okay, so... we can toss the flare down. So it kind of made it obvious that, you know, what you could do with the crowbar. You know, it was sticking in the boards, obviously you use it to hit the boards. If you hadn't played like Half-Life 2 before, it would help. You know, and it's always good to do these things in, like, if you're making like a big mod or whatever, just in case someone hasn't. Obviously, point of no return, you've been cut off from the rest of them. Now, this bit's quite interesting, because you can hear Combine soldiers talking, and if you walk up here, they don't shoot you immediately, or at least this guy doesn't. So you can actually sneak about. Actually, I don't know how far he can go. Yeah, there we go. I guess it was after we got to a certain point. So now we're kind of in a combat scenario where I've already run out of ammo, which is great. Okay, we'll get rid of these guys. And incidentally, we could, you know, at the start we could look in here and kind of, it'd be foreshadowing. Oh, there's guns there, I didn't notice them at all. I don't know, maybe if there was, oh wait, we ran right past them. Yeah, I'm really not awake right about now. Or rather, I'm falling asleep. Oh, the music's back. We'll need the gravity gun to get these down. Again, barrels. We spoke a bit about this a few maps ago, but you know, having barrels in just, you know, gives you another option on how to dispatch of the Combine soldiers. And if you notice, that barrel kind of completely destroyed the wall, which is something you don't see very often. That was just a random grenade. We are getting shot from that area over there. We don't really want to be taking on him. I don't know where he seems to be going. Like, he's just running. We'll just leave him. Did we check through here? Okay, so they seem to be just running free completely, but... you know, I mean, it would be better if they were stationary and, like... I guess one of them was here before, maybe? And when you came in, they could be hiding behind here. I mean, it's not like you should give every single Combine soldier cover, and the players should not always be given cover either. But I'm just saying, you know, that would be a good place. Oh, come on, I was expecting some seagulls up there. Oh, there's still one. Was that the one that ran quite a distance away? Anyway, here we can see in the room before actually getting into the room. And it actually, this is a good way of keeping the player back from the Combine soldiers so they don't immediately just rush straight up to them. Like, the player can't rush up to the soldiers and the Combine can't rush up to the players. Now, This music's getting really annoying, but hey ho. Right, yeah, there's something to do with grenades here, was there? Or is that not a thing anymore? Ah yeah, there we go. Now this battle is very chaotic. I'm going to try and find... So it's good that it allows you to stay up here basically, and you're not like forced to go down. It also gives you barrels and stuff to throw. There we go. Now we need to go down to get that thing. Or do we? Or can we get it from here? No, I think that's a bit far-fetched. No, no. I was going to hide behind the... Wait, when did I do that? So there is a lot of combat here. And it is kind of like, well, you've got your the sniper. Alright, we had to crash for some reason, I don't know why. But I was saying that you're fighting the sniper, the strider, and the combine soldiers all at the same time. Which to me just seems like overkill. It just seems like too many distractions to make it focused. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was the sniper and the combine, or the strider and the combine soldiers, but the fact of the matter is it's all three of them. Oh wait, I think we need to get the strider to... And then, at this point, we've now run out of ammo, more or less. I think. Yeah, so now we need to get the strider to open up. The cache. I mean, I know I could fire this one at him. We'll just get rid of him, just quickly. Oh, right, there we go. Actually, we're still being shot. Alright, he's up here. I guess we can't go in there anymore.
You made it just in time. We gotta clear out of here before we're discovered.
Is he telepathic? Oh, triage at dawn. So this is one of these scenarios where I think, you know, if we'd seen like the guys hiding in the house and they're all happy that they've been liberated, it would have been much better. So do we climb in the boat? Oh, we've been locked in. But yeah, it's very similar to Dishonored, where you go in and you do something and then you get out. If you've played Dishonored, you'll know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot more stealth in Dishonored than that. So that entry was, well, it was decent. I mean, the battle at the end, as I said, it was too unfocused. It should have been more focused. And there was a few like things here and there, but it was nothing, you know, nothing too bad. So that was one of the better entries of CoastVille so far. We had a few good ones at the start, and then hopefully this is us getting back into the good ones. Anyway, now we are on entry 11. Alright, that thing looks very interesting. I don't even know what it is. Is it like a custom model? There's like a massive robot and this is like its eye. Or something like that. Oh. And the ice is very slippy, like... I'm not touching... Oh, yeah. Like, I wasn't touching the keyboard, Len. And I'm just drifting along. Anyway, there's a signpost pointing this way, so... I don't know if there's anything up there we could... I mean, yeah, there's a light in that red barn. Kind of signifies that that's the way to go. Which is good. It's good to kind of show the way to go, and sometimes it's appropriate to do it with a light, other times it's appropriate to do it other ways, but this time it is appropriate to do it with a light. So I don't actually know what's going on, but we will keep going. Well, we'll start because this is just like the beginning. So here's another one of these things. I guess that's that pushed forever. Ah, but there's 3 of them, I've just noticed. And that's lighting up these things. These things seem to have like an effect on gravity. Oh. And there's kind of a lot of anticipation happening. Alright, and there's one more over here. One more. Goodness knows what it is. Oh. Is there another one? I'm just wondering what it's done. It's awfully weird, this thing. So these things have to be done very quickly. Hang on, hang on. So that thing's pointing over here, I guess. You see, I thought it was like it pointed to which one you had to do first. but they don't all point. Because this one's got like, well, they've all got lights actually on them. I thought this one's got light on it. Nah, they all do. Right, come on, we've got to think about this. We've got to think laterally about this, because that's how it's done now. We could go around and try each different combination and not get it right for a very long time. So we need to look for hints and clues, basically. Oh wait, we didn't actually set that thing off, did we? Oh great. This is frustrating and quite, you know, it's getting me thinking at the same time. Because it's got like, yeah, right, arrows. So arrows, and that one's pointing over to this one. That is very clear. And then this one's pointing over to this one. That one's pointing over to this one. Which then, by process of elimination, leaves this one. There. I think. You see, it took a bit of working out once you actually started noticing the arrows, because I thought that was the only arrow, but then I saw there was two over there. And that kind of confirmed that you're definitely looking for arrows, and I completely missed the ones in there. And it's good how at the end it didn't have an arrow, or maybe it did. If so, it's not a very clear arrow. But it didn't have an arrow, so it kind of made you, you know, feel smart even though there was only one left. Now, I'm just wondering if this thing's going to be our friend, or if it's going to try and take over the world. I don't know, like, why any of this is happening. Is there something happening? There's just a lot of shaking going on, and maybe we've got to do something. Alright, yeah, we've got to go right into it. I see. This is strange. Confused Travolta, maker of Abyss from Chasmville, and another map from Backtrackville, which I can't remember the name of, but it had a giant gnome, I remember. So is that it? Or is this the intro? Oh no, that's it. You see, I was never sure. Once before, I think it was like Abstractville. Wait, was Abstractville a thing, or was it Cromulantville, actually? It could have been something like that. One of the smaller mapping challenges, I thought it was the intro, but it ended up the end of the map, but it ends up being the intro, and you know I had to cut that bit out of the video, obviously. Anyway, a number just flashed up on screen, so obviously we need to remember that. Yeah, so that map was basically just one puzzle. That's what it was. But actually, that map alone was better than many maps that try and include combat and fighting with guns. I really liked that one. It wasn't my favourite, but I really liked it, and it was really cool to play, and I actually felt somewhat smart, even though it is just as soon as you notice the arrows, but still, you're still kind of trying to work it out. I really liked that. Now we're on radio control. Okay, I missed that text on screen because I'm a really slow reader. I just realised there was text on screen, so I'll just keep going. It should be obvious enough. jumping. We all love it. Not. Oh. It's good how it sends the head crab in when you're in a vulnerable spot, basically, you know, because head crabs aren't that dangerous, but when you're in like vulnerable positions, then they can be quite effective. There's a bit of a few things to find off the beaten track. Oh. It looks like we should be able to open that, but because there's a wire, and that makes me think that we're going to do something. Ah, there we go. That's actually quite smart. You know, you go forward, you have to look about, and then you turn back, and then you see the exit. So it actually encourages you to think about it rather than the end or the point of progression always being directly in front of you. So actually, that was pretty good. There are a lot of head crabs. And the battery, which we may need, because every time I see a battery, I presume there's going to be one of these puzzles. Don't think we can break through there. There are a lot of head crabs here. Let's take him out. It'd be nice if there were, you know, a few more enemies types to fight, as opposed to just head crabs. You see, yeah, we're going to need that battery, aren't we? You see, puzzles like these are actually easier to do with less items in the world, and obviously this map, it's not got that much in it. So, you know, this puzzle can be done. Where was the battery? I thought it was over here somewhere. Or was it in here? Ah, yeah, I remember. Yeah, puzzles like these really work with not very much. But that's fine. And then this should open that door that we were at. Because we've just turned on the transmitter, I believe. Because I think at the start it said turn on the transmitter, but again I didn't actually see what it said to do. Anyway, you can open that. At this point you'd be wanting to throw in something bigger and harder to do. I'm just waiting to see before I jump to any conclusions. Well, there's a zombie, well, a torso zombie anyway, or a zombie torso or whatever. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be intentional. Okay, that was interesting because I actually thought it was just like gonna end. But no, there's a week later and the resistance are here. We're all living happily in this house.
Hey, Doc.
Hello, person who's randomly in my house. It's actually cool how it's shown that the resistance have made some progress. That's a fairly cool feature that I quite like. Oh, I thought I could jump up there. Yeah. Did someone say Freeman? I thought you could pick them up, but obviously not. Alright, we're gonna have to fight. I think this guy's here just so he can get killed, just for comedy purposes. Yeah. And at that point, we're all supposed to laugh. I might add a laugh track. No, actually, I'm not going to do that. That's not happening in my overly serious analysis videos. Right. Whoa. Did he just teleport? Oh. Where did he come from? Alright, they're spawning. I hope they're not endlessly spawning. Cause... Oh. It seems that they are getting to be much harder. Or at least... they're definitely being changed up, so it's not like... you're fighting the same enemy all the time, which is a good thing to do. Where did he go? There he is. Alright, so this person seems to be surviving. Actually, there's two of them. Ah, now I hear a gunship. I'm just wondering if there is a rocket launcher. Here it is. I mean, it wasn't ideal, but it's still good that this thing wasn't like completely into cover where you had to kind of you know, hide and then you could just peek out. It actually like was out in the open, so you had to kind of go there, and obviously if the fight had been harder, that would have been a great risk. So it's got, that map was a step in the right direction. There was still you know, like the slow bit at the start could have been paced up a bit. It was very boring at the start, but then it picked up, and then you had the big battle that was paced fairly well. So actually overall that map was kind of a middle ground map.